How do you get yourself ready for the first counseling session with a psychologist or counselor? Hi, I'm Chumki Bose and I'm a senior psychologist at Mindtribe. This is one of the questions that I face every day, that we get in our office every day, that all our counselors have to face with. Let me just start with my experience of how it felt when I was myself on that other side of the table and not a psychologist. Because we all go through times in our lives when we are having a difficult time, because life is complicated and difficult, and let's just accept it. The times when we feel no one can understand what we are going through, or we will not be able to make people understand what we are going through. Sometimes we have already scanned our environment of the chances of our bright future and either resigned to it or still tussling to reach the light. Something inside us tells us, let's just try one more time, one more day. We want to talk to someone, and we know there are creatures called therapists, psychologists, or counselors. The first things that are on top of our mind when talking to a therapist or wanting to talk to a therapist is talking to a therapist is costly, and talking shouldn't be that costly, and maybe should be free. Talk to someone who doesn't charge. After all, that's commercialization and isn't real, because it is in exchange of money. The therapist doesn't care. The second thing is, I went to a good college, work at a very good position, have been a topper all my life. People come to me for advice. How can someone else understand me more, be more intelligent, have a right to advise me? The third thing, will it help me, and how long should we continue talking to help my cause? The important and unsaid bias of emotions being bad, which is seen in phrases like, I'm very emotional and I want to fix it. Don't get too emotional. You need to get hold of your emotions. You are being wimpy, whiny. Shut up and back up. Disordered people go to a therapist. Let's just deal with one thought at one time. Cost. Let's just assume you earn 20k a month, have a family, or are a bachelor. You have been going through a turmoil. You are stressed. Your body shows signs first. Less sleep, dull skin, shabby dressing, dull eyes, less energy, occasional bowel problems, allergies, frequently feeling overwhelmed, sometimes more severe, like inability to show up for get-togethers, losing trust in people, humanity, having problems getting a raise because of uninvolvement in work or demotivation, or getting too aggressive and having a tough time with colleagues. You start reducing your options by setting more and more into the cell. Get out of social media. Your boss now thinks you are a jerk. You don't know what is going wrong in your world. Frequent fights with parents, partners, wife, children. You get a therapist at a cost ranging mostly between 500 to 8,000 per session, generally one session a week or in 10 days. Calculate the cost. Choose any. You are at least moving towards the outgate where life looks more under control and less painful. Cost per month 2k to 10-15k per month. All depends on your budget in life and how you manage it. Not going to a psychologist, there's a cost. Becoming a more closed person, fearful of the world, taking lesser chances and risk, bad quality of relationships, strained marriage, divorce, dissatisfaction from life, no hope of things getting better because you think you were born with them, bad relationship with parents because you think they are to blame. The costs are there too. Calculate a job loss, no salary hike, a divorce, alimony, losing relationships, dissatisfaction about life. In worst cases, losing your life is a big cost. The second, the conversation with the therapist isn't real because the therapist doesn't care. Conversely, a therapist cares as much care you require. Most of the relationships in our life come with an overbearing where there is a lot of give and take. Here, there is give and take, and it is very simple. The therapist has no vested interest in showing a mirror other than getting you out of a block in life, a quirk in yourself that serves you more bad than good, or a jerk in your environment who is causing you problems. And you will never get that annoying call back from the therapist asking, did our conversation work? Because the therapist is not here to test his own worth by giving you the best advice. The therapist charges because his service takes a lot of study, effort. He pays his own bills, eats food, survives, so he or she can help others. The conversation with the therapist is mostly the best and genuine conversation that you ever had in your life, because there is no judgment, there is no evaluation, and you get to be free from all that for one time in your life. He himself must be judgmental in his own personal relationship, but that space is their work and it is their own training. So in any other relationship, be it your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, mom, dad, children, there will be a overbearing. That's part of being human, and you will not like your personal relationships without zero judgments. Trust me. The third thing, intelligence. Intelligence has less to do with your life's up and down. It is the nature of life. Sometimes with your best efforts, you can't understand what's going on with your life, your own thoughts, what's going on around you, just because you are emotionally involved in it. And the therapist does not give advice. They just try to find out what is stuck between the liver and the pulley and shows it to you, because that's what they have studied for so many years. Perception, personality, biology of emotions, etc. And they can sit with you in the dark without putting on the lights, because they can see that darkness better than others, while you slowly switch on one light after another. For example, one of my clients always felt disrespected by people. He was on guard all the time, scanning his environment so that no one should get a chance, and had a lot of anxiety because of that. Getting respect from people is such a normal want, need. Who on earth would like that? Who on earth would think that that can cause a problem or cause him such agony? But then every normal emotion in a little higher and lower amount changes the recipe and changes the dish. Rationality gives you choices, emotions help you choose. This is also the answer to our third doubt. Talking helps because that is the only medium to know yourself and your thoughts. You map out your mind by talking, bring out those dark sides that you cannot show to anyone. When you know yourself better, you can solve your problems better, have more motivation, clarity, and better quality of life. The last and the most talked about is disordered people seek help. And I feel very helpless that people still feel that only people who have a disorder of psychiatric order need help. They are not me. I am a completely fine human being mentally. Listen, we all need help. Understand our emotions. We all need to talk to someone who sees us as we are and then walk with us through that. That connection heals. The only disordered people who can be least helped are the people without emotions. They are called psychopaths in our literature. In my experience, you need to see a therapist when you know talking to someone will open the floodgates and you have a feeling that you can't stop, so you keep it bottled. When a lot of people have told you need to talk to someone, or some of your behavior is causing a problem, or you want to have a better quality of life and achieve more. Preparing for the first session is the first and most difficult step towards getting a better life and succeed in life. These were some of the things that I faced as a person when I was first visiting a therapist, and I hope that you would understand and try to clarify yourself through whatever I have tried to explain, and get help and seek help from a therapist and arrange for your first session. Thank you.